one sounds better? US-Firstpress from Michael Jackson Thriller or the reissue from MoFi? Yeah, that's what I want to find out. After getting the US Firstpress the last week, and gladly, even the surface did look horrible. Yeah, after cleaning, it sounded perfect. So I was finally able to compare these two. Yeah. I've been in possession of this one for since it came out. I guess maybe over a year by now. Yeah, it's the one with the quad DSD in between step. So it's the actually the one that brought MoFi a little bit in trouble. Yeah, because over so many years they never told that all the buyers, and that was a big no go for many, because they believed it would be a complete analog production, on reissue in a complete analog way. They made a thought that it would be this way, but it wasn't. And many reviewers sure were pissed off, yeah, so to say. So I never knew how much I could trust their judgment when they compared these two against each other, yeah, because it's not always easy if you are if you are pissed about what those guys did, yeah. How honest can you actually do in comparison, yeah? Because many, not all, but many did come to the conclusion that the first press is way better. And something very important, the grooviness, the dancing like beat, the rhythm, somehow was lost in that MoFi edition. I guess that's the main thing people did critique. Yeah. And yeah, sure, I now had the chance, to find out myself. Yeah. I think my system isn't highly revealing system. I think if there are big differences, I should be able to hear that. Yeah. And maybe I will come to the same conclusion. Yeah, maybe. But I was eager to find out. Yeah, and so I did took yesterday some hours comparing. Yeah, I started with the MoFi, and I did start with side B with my favorite songs. Yeah, with Beat It. Beat It is the first song on side B. And yeah, I really had big time trouble hearing differences, between the two songs. Yeah, it wasn't as easy as I was hoped to. Sure, that gong at the starting point, it swings out the same. Yeah, it's not an gong and end. No, it swings out smoothly on both editions. Only the grade of detail, I would say, is finer in the first press, than in the MoFi. But it's a little thing. The punch, the beat after that, I would say is again a little bit more details on the first press, which did surprise me a little bit. I thought that would be completely other way around. Yeah, that the MoFi with its cleaning, with its digital step, that it would be too analytical, too much details, yeah, not too much details, but that they would at some point annoy you with the details, yeah, that they would work with that stuff, yeah. But no, it was, I would say, the other way around, yeah. I had the feeling in the highs and in the lows, highs where I felt a little bit cut off, yeah, and lows were not that present and not that detailed. But it was tough with Beat It. I then got further in the song, always changed back and forth. Then I did go to the part when Michael starts singing. Yeah. And again, he was very present in the MoFi, clear in front of me. And yeah, I thought, how could you make that any better? And then, okay, the first press you did here, he is a little bit clearer. The highs are a little bit more there. And he is the vocalist channel, so to say. He's a little bit bigger in front of you, yeah. But all very small. The guitar on the right that starts, it's both on both LPs. It's there. It's clear on the right. The guitar is starting. It's all there. Then I did go to the solo from Eddie Van Halen, more at the mid or end of the song. Yeah, I would say too. They are sounding both amazing. Yeah, there's nothing on both. I would say, wow, now that one sucks. Yeah. No, they were both great. So I started, which I found out later, with the wrong song. Yeah, it might be the only one. Yeah, that yeah, where differences are harder to find. So I would say it that way. They are sounding very much alike. Yeah. And then I was quite a little bit frustrated, yeah, so to say, thinking, I'm not getting through this. Yeah, they are hardly sounding much different. Yeah? But okay, I kept on going, and the next song is Billie Jean. And gladly I did continue with this comparison, because with Billie Jean, immediately the first sounds, yeah, the drum that is starting the song is sounding much more like a real drum, yeah, with more with details in the drums, yeah, on the highs and lows. And with the MoFi, I thought, okay, that the punch is there, yeah, the bass, but there is so much in the naturalness, yeah, and the rich in the highs, and going down to the lows. I had the feeling, it's a little bit gone, yeah. Then okay, I started to think about, yeah, maybe the critics were right on this one, yeah. There it is a little bit different, and never in a way that you would say, but on that fact, it's better than the first press. Yeah, everything I checked out, for me, I would say, no, there is nothing better. There's always, at some points, a little bit worse, or worse than the first press. There's stuff missing. There's, I wouldn't say more punch, not more clarity. No, it's more the other way around. Yeah, the first press has more clarity. The vocalist is clearer, is bigger, but he is in a harmony still with the rest. Yeah, he is not too much. He's exactly right. And I would say they did, yeah, cut back everything in the MoFi version. Yeah, not not big time. Sure, it still sounds absolutely amazing, and you only hear that when you compare back and forth, back and forth. Sh- sure, a dream would be having the same turntable like this one two times. That would be, and having a switch. That would be perfect and needed. Absolutely needed. It would so much easy that process up, comparing different pressings, different records. That would be a dream, and then I would say that would be fun, because you immediately can switch, yeah, fast. And so you always have to risk, maybe you yeah, the LP falls down, you have to clean it a little bit up. There's too much time wasted till you get to that same part again, yeah. But sure, uh, No, even if you in the comments you would say it, and then simply buy another one. No, I will not do that. Yeah, that turntable was big time expensive, and the arm and the cartridge, and you would need exactly the same thing. Yeah, to do a fair comparison. Yeah, and then no, that would not be worth it. Yeah, I'm not an pro comparer or creator. Yeah, sure, with the same turntable and with that rig, I might could elevate me to that. Yeah, but it's not my will doing that. Yeah, it's no goal of mine. I only wanted to know in a yeah in a way, and then not like a doctor like work. Yeah, no, it's simply in my yeah, little possibilities here. Yeah, I can't compare. And but as I said, even with the little breaks, yeah, with changing the LP, cleaning it a little bit up, starting the song again, with Billie Jean, you could immediately hear the difference. Yeah. And once you hear at one point what they are doing differently, then it's getting more easier during the next songs. Yeah. And yeah, I did continue with not every song, but I wanted to listen to Thriller itself, yeah, because of the nice details in the beginning. And same thing there, the casket that opens, yeah, the wood, yeah, the sound of the wood, yeah, it's sounding so much more realistic. Yeah, it's both there. Yeah, on both editions, but how the wood sounds. Yeah, of that old casket, so to say. Yeah, uh, is simply more there. Yeah, because there are some highs. Yeah, in that scene, and that's exactly the point I would say where they cut off in the MoFi. Yeah. There are details missing, yeah, which are simply fun being there. Yeah. Sure, then the next scene is when the guy walks or the person walks from left, no, from right to left. Yeah, total, yeah, details all there. Yeah, his steppings, yeah, on the floor, all there. But I would say um, the mix up, the harmony with the thunder, with that wolf cry, with the wind. Yeah, the wind is a little bit more present in the first press. It's all a little bit more there, yeah, and enriching the entire feeling of that opening scene. And another thing I would have thought that the MoFi would be better on that front, and that's maybe that it would even be too much detail, too much presence, too much working with this stuff. Yeah, but no, I would say it's not more detail, not at all. Yeah, there is stuff uh, getting holden back. I had the feeling. Yeah, not that it sounds worse, but when you switch back and forth, you find that the first verse has more richness in it. Yeah. Then yeah, it got clearer and clearer for me. Yeah. I did go back to beat it then again after I had the feeling how the LPs work in their pressings, yeah. But still, Beat It is still tough, yeah. But that opening gong, then I would say, okay, they are swinging out the same, but it's more richer in detail, yeah, than the MoFi one, yeah. It can compete with that, yeah. Then I did go to The Girl Is Mine, and that song or another thing, you got another thing coming. No, not this one. What's the exact name? One that wasn't Judas Priest song, I guess. Yeah, wanna be starting something. That's the correct name. Yeah. I did continue with this one. Um, I might have should have started with it in the first place. Yeah, there immediately the punch is better, the richer, more details, Michael itself clearer, more present, a little bit larger in front of you, better. But the main kicker was then The Girl Is Mine, yeah, the duet with Paul McCartney. There, immediately you could hear that I did start with the MoFi. First, listen to Michael's voice, then to Paul's voice. But the first minutes, then I switched, did go to the first press, and immediately you could hear Michael's highs in his voice were much more there. He himself was a little bit larger in front of you, but Paul McCartney, I would say, was even clearer. The difference, but where the MoFi simply could not compete for me. Paul McCartney's voice really coming really nigh through to the first press. He's larger too, and when they go to the refers, to the highlight of the songs when they are singing this one together, it's simply more there. Both can have much highs in their voices. There is simply more enrichment in their voices. And when I switched back again to the MoFi, you heard it more and more, yeah, where you thought, oh, okay, that's a little bit thin, yeah, especially yeah, Michael then, and especially then Paul McCartney. That's a little bit thin, yeah. So okay, you always have to crank the MoFi more up, some decibels. Yeah, it's simply recorded, yeah, as more silent. Yeah, when you crank it a little bit up, it gets a little bit better. But all in all, at some point with the bass, with the punch, it's getting a little bit too much, yeah, and a little bit disharmonic. Where the first press, you don't have to crank up anything. It's there, and it's perfect as it is. Yeah, was a surprise. Yeah, if I had listened to The Girl Is Mine from the beginning, if this would be the first song, it would be immediately clear to me what's the difference between these two. Yeah. Then I knew, okay, I don't have to do this comparison about every song of that record. I did pick Human Nature, simply because of the beautiful melodies, Michael's voice, and again, it was the same. Yeah. The clarity, the richness of his voice, it's simply more there, yeah, than with the MoFi. So you could say the MoFi at no point did it win, in my opinion. Is it bad? No, no. It's really sounding really beautiful, and it's totally silent. And I guess that's the main point, selling point for this one. Yeah, finding such a silent, perfect silent record of Thriller from '82, and maybe even the US press. That can be a stretch. Good luck finding this one. Yeah, I got one created near mint, unplayed, and like in my last video I did show, that thing wasn't at all near mint, but it was not cheap. It was cheaper as the MoFi, but still not cheap. And I guess the prices from really, really mint and near mints, maybe sealed, will go up and up. Yeah, because it's that perfect. But it's the most sold record ever. Yeah, so there are many out there. Yeah. It's only the questions: can you find a good edition? Yeah, in maybe sealed, maybe near mint. Yeah. Yeah, that's the big question, yeah. If you don't have anything, if you don't have both, yeah, sure, then I would say go for this one. Yeah, the hunt is worth it. It sounds better, yeah. If you already have this one, I would say you really have to love Michael Jackson really big time. You have to have that collector's gene in you, yeah, always wanting the best sounding. Then maybe sure you can still search for this one like I did, because he is my most beloved solo artist. Yeah, it was worth for me. Yeah, he was worth it, and in the end, I was lucky. But would I recommend it to everybody doing that if they have the chance with this one? Yeah, sure. The only downside, then not the only, but it's not cheap. Yeah, if this would be $50 or euros, then it would be really difficult finding something like this, yeah, which can compete when it comes to noise. But this being $100 or maybe more, yeah, then the chance is still there finding this one. Yeah, so that would be the recommendation on my side for this. Yeah, not sure what how it is with the other albums from Michael, but MoFi did skip Bad, the album Bad. No clue why. They did start with Thriller, then did go back with Off the Wall, and now did Dangerous, but not in that style. Yeah, no clue what their situation is with the Michael Jackson trust, but this doesn't make much sense doing it this way. So we don't have any version of Bad from MoFi yet. So I have a US first pressing, but it was also in horrible condition. Even it was sealed, yeah. But it's not flat, and it had much scratches in it, and some of them you hear. Yeah, so I guess I will, after that experience, yeah, that the first press of Thriller, yeah, yeah, did beat the new release from MoFi in every aspect. Yeah. Then I would say I will search for a perfect bad version from that album. Yeah, I got a first press from Dangerous. I got the box set from History, and first pressed Blood on the Dance Floor, and his last album too. So there would only be, and I'm happy with the Off the Wall. So there would only be, I guess, open would be a really, really perfect pressing, best US pressing from Bad. Yeah, I guess I will go on the hunt, on the search for this one. Yeah, but that would be all I can tell you about this comparison. Yeah, I hope it was somehow of an help. Yeah, yeah. I can say the skeptics and the negative stuff about the MoFi thing is real. Yeah, but I would not go that far that this one is the holy grail and this one is trash. I no, I would not say that. Yeah, it's a little bit of sad for the most successful album ever. After the 40 years, I guess that was the 40 years anniversary, that we didn't get the best of the best. Put it on two LPs, maybe it's a long album, especially with the song Thriller. Give us the best of the best when it comes to Thriller. And at that point, I could say I could agree with the critics. That's a little bit sad, yeah. That's sad that we only gotten a good reissue, making is it more easy getting a new version, a silent version, but not like we are used to in the last years, with sometimes with MoFi or Rhino or especially analog productions, where you would say that record has never sounded that great, and that should have been the goal for this one too. And yeah, it's almost impossible. Yeah, as Chet Kason did say, the first question they are asking themselves, what can we do better? Is there something that can be made, that can be done better? Yeah? Has it any weak points? Yeah, and I would say Thriller has no weak points. It's a perfect sounding record for me. And so, yeah, it's the only goal would be, okay, we can't make it better, but we make it exactly as good, and then you have an easy access to a new one, yeah, and probably in a great condition. Yeah. That would be the goal, but getting only a new one, but sound wise a little of a step down, that's a little bit sad for the biggest album ever. Yeah. That's where I can say I go with the critics, yeah, on that part, yeah. But still, like I said, it still sounds great, yeah. Then that would be all for today. Have a nice one. Bye.